Hello everyone. So in this video, we will see how are we going to deal with the problems in process costing where we have normal loss and abnormal loss or either abnormal gain in the question. So let's look into the question here. A product passes through three processes. The following information is extracted from the cost records. So the data regarding the process 1, 2 and 3 are given to us. We have material introduced in units given 1000, 550 and 500. Cost per unit rupees 10, 12 and 15. Now this will be useful when we have to take the respective figures uh, as in we have to multiply the units with the cost per unit and then take the amount in your process accounts, respective process accounts. And labor cost will be debited to the process account. Overhead expenses will be debited. Normal loss, now percentage has been given, but generally we will calculate the normal loss in value and also in the units, and we will credit it. So basically we will credit the normal loss, and we have sale of normal process loss per unit, that is nothing but your scrap value. So what are we supposed to do? Whatever units you are getting as normal loss, those units need to be multiplied with the respective per unit scrap value and we will get the figure. Then you have actual outputs in units given. So in this question, we have normal loss percentage, actual output, also the inputs which you have given. Now guys, I already told you in last few sessions that whenever you have input percentage of loss given followed by output, we have to do working note number 1, wherein we need to find out what could be your abnormal loss or abnormal gain in units. So having said that, I have kept the answer ready for you. So in working note number 1, if you see, the heading goes like this: calculation of abnormal loss and abnormal gain in units. Now this will be the format. I want you people to remember the format because this will hold good for all the what do you say, all the problems wherever where all the problems wherever you have your normal loss or sorry, abnormal loss or abnormal gain. So right, so we will take the input. In the first place we got to subtract our normal loss, then we will get normal output. Now this normal output need to be compared with the actual output, then we will have either abnormal loss or abnormal gain. Now in the process 1, if you see, the input units what we have is 1000. So what did I do? I went and taken 1000 here, and the normal loss percentage is 5%. It's given here in the question. So what did I do? I went and calculated 1000 into 5%, gives me this 50 units. I will get 1000 minus 50, that would be my 950. That is your normal output. And what is your actual output? 950, which means here your normal output and the actual output are matching. Therefore, you will neither have abnormal gain nor you will have abnormal loss. Clear? Now, here we need to make one point very clear. I already told you that the output of one process will be the input of the next process. The output of one process will be the input of the next process. Now, this 950 will definitely go to the second process, but also the 550 which has been specifically introduced in process 2 should also be taken into consideration. Therefore, it ideally will be 1500 where we accumulated the figure. Now the normal loss for the process 2 is 3%. What did I do? I went and calculated 3% on my 1500. Therefore, I got 45 units. So after subtraction, what I got as normal output is my 1455 units of normal output. Then that got to be compared with your 1400 of actual output. Then if we see this, look here guys. Normally your output is 1455, but your actual output today is 1400, which means there is a clear loss of 55 units. So this will be your balancing figure. This is as simple as such. Again, in the same way, this 1400 will go to the process 3. Also, specifically, we have introduced 500 units in process 3. So 500 plus 1400 cumulatively gives me 1900. And I have a 5% loss here also. So when I calculated 1900 into 5%, I get my 95 units. Then after subtraction, my normal output is 1805. Now that need to be compared with the actual output, that is 1850, and then I got abnormal gain. Now how did it get? You see here, we should normally have a output of 1805, but we have an actual output of 1850, which means there is a clear abnormal gain of 45 units. I hope I'm very clear. Now, after this, once your abnormal loss or abnormal gain units are ready, we have to proceed with the process accounts. Now, in your process 1, you see here, we have already discussed what to be debited and what to be credited. So, in process 1, we have your material, your labor and your overhead expenses. Please take the respective figures here. So, I've just jumped in here to material 10,000. How did I get 10,000? 1,000 into per unit value is 10 rupees. So, I will get 10,000. Then followed by your labor charges, followed by your expenses. As we already discussed, the normal loss should be credited. So how many units of normal loss I have? In your working note number 1, it is 50. So you are supposed to take these 50 and each unit has been sold at a rate of 3 rupees. Then 3 into 50 gives me 150. Also, now, in this process, we don't have either abnormal loss or abnormal gain. Now, what are we supposed to do? Cost per good unit need to be calculated, which would help you to find out the value of the process 2 balancing figure. Process 1 balancing figure, which need to be taken to your process 2. So, we have 950 units which are going here. How did I take that, ma? The outputs. Please take 950 here. Then the cost per good unit, whatever you have, that is normal cost of normal output divided by normal output. How will I get the normal cost of normal output? Cost which has been debited to the process account minus scrap value. I repeat, cost which has been debited to the process account minus scrap value divided by normal output. Now my cost which has been debited to process account cumulatively gives me 21,500 minus 150 I did divided by 950. 950 is again nothing but your normal output, which I will get from my working note number 1. Clear? Now, after that, after doing the division, what I got is 22.47368. Guys, remember one thing. In process costing, to get the accurate figures, you are supposed to take after 0.5 digits. Therefore, I have taken 47368 in that course. And when I multiplied this with 950, exactly I got 21,350, where your process account will automatically get tallied. Clear? Now, same holds good with your process 2. What did I do? Now, what is the most important thing here is whatever which has been transferred from process 1 need to be first taken care here. So, from process 1 to complete the double entry, see here, 950 I will take and 21,350 I will transfer from process 1 to process 2 by writing to process 1 account. Now, I have taken my respective material, labor and overheads. Also, my normal loss here is how many units? 45 units, and each unit is sold at 5 rupees each. So after doing the calculation, I got 225. 45 into 5 gives me 225. Then my abnormal loss is 55 units. My abnormal loss is 55 units. I got it again from my working note number 1, and my actual output is 1400. So I'm just taking my abnormal loss and my output of process 2 here, and also again I need to find out cost per good unit. I already told you the cost per good unit need to be found out after every process account. Having said that, again the cost per good unit formula remains same. Take the debit side aspects of the amounts which are debited to the process account, which gives me 33,950 minus my scrap value, that is 225, divided by normal output. For my normal output, I have again checked my working note number 1, which is 1455. So after calculating that, I got 23.17869, with this 23.17869 holds good for multiplying with abnormal loss, also the process 3 ka balancing figure, process 2 ka balancing figure, which need to be transferred to process 3. Now after doing that, you will get the exact figures and your process account will tally. Now again in the same way, whatever whichever output has been transferred from process 2 need to be taken in your process 3 by writing to process 2. So I have taken the amount 1400, 32,450. Again my respective material, labor, overheads will come here, and my normal loss units here are 95, and each unit is sold at how much? 2 rupees. Therefore it is giving me how much? 190, right? But in this process I have an abnormal gain which is coming from working note number 1, 45 units. Guys, nothing changes. Whatever calculation you have done for abnormal loss, the same calculation you have to do for abnormal gain also, which means you are supposed to calculate the cost per good unit and multiply with the units to get the value of abnormal gain. So what did I do? I have considered from here until here. Please guys understand, from here until here you have to accumulate the figures. You will get 50,650 minus whatever normal loss you have, 190, divided by the normal output. Again my normal output is taken from my working note number 1, that is here. Then after doing the calculation, what I got is 27.95567. That need to be multiplied with 45. Without forgetting the balance, whatever you have need to be transferred to your finished goods, that is 1850. This 1850 units should also be multiplied with this cost per unit to get your amount. So automatically your debit and credit will tally. So this is the proper essay question which would be holding good for your process costing.